Midas Touch, a teaching and learning literacy book for pupils from year 1 to 6, written by Mrs. Ronke Soyombo, an accomplished educationist and prolific writer, is an outstanding literacy teaching and learning material containing excellent, engaging plot, well-developed characters, a pacing theme, and a unique descriptive writing style.
I realized that some of the textbooks we're using were leaning too much on just grammar. Every international exam or national examination will cover 50 marks of comprehension questions. And not only that, I realized that even the fact that vocabulary is not developed enough. The power of dictionary, the power of thesaurus in classes was not actually developed. So those were things that actually made me to start saying, okay, let me go and write a literacy book.
The book, Midas Touch, makes learning literacy enjoyable, impactful, and memorable.
From the passage we have read, some words were taken from that passage. Please, if you know it, just raise up the hand. Okay, one second. Grab.
Who can tell me what subject do we want to take now? Everybody, I want to hear you.
English studies.
English studies. Fine. And our today's topic is what I do every Saturday. We are writing a composition. A personal life story. Written by
Another person.
And after the definitions, after we explain the features of how to write a biography, we were able to compose, we were able to write a biography of a known personality in this state. Who can remind us of the personality we wrote his biography in this class? Ikra. Please give her a round of applause. Please give her.
What had the writer been hiding behind? Yes, from the passage we read. What has the writer been hiding behind? He has been hiding behind something. So we answer the question for us. Yes, Rodiat. Good, clap for her.
Midas is a complete package test for all learners desirous advancement. It has special features such as, firstly, a central theme for the read. It can be on recounts, information writing. The book has helped me in all areas of literacy, such as listening, speaking, writing, and reading.
Since I've been using Midas teaching and learning activity books, my reading has changed, and it has a lot of stories that give me confidence to write my own stories.
I like the book because it teaches moral lessons. I like the textbook because it has many activities to work on.
I love this book so much because it teaches all aspects of English.
I love this book because it has many pictures and is attractive.
It is also a teacher's helping hand.
The book is a complete guide that every responsible parent needs to buy for their learners. Because until this book was introduced, we faced a lot of challenges in teaching English for our learners. Most of the textbooks before this was introduced, they are either not in line with the NERC curriculum. You see that the vocabularies are not age appropriate to the learners. You see that the illustrations are not captivating enough. But with the introduction of this Midas series, we've seen a lot of tremendous improvement in all areas of English.
It has been a great book that is very rich, that covers grammar, vocabulary, writing, and verbal reasoning that entails and make the pupils to have a critical thinking about what they are doing. The book has actually exposed them to a whole lot of grammar. It exposed them to morals, that exposed them to values, aside studying literacy.
The book has been helping my learners. It has improved their communication skill. They are able to read stories and form stories of their own. A lot of texts, including informational texts, stories, are written in the textbooks. And the textbook, Midas Teaching and Learning Literacy, was structured out according to the national curriculum. So the book has been of great help to us.
The textbook is attractive. The picture attracts learners and is full of engaging activities. My learners, as small as they are, they love being with this book all the time. Every afternoon they will come over. It's Odedeji, you have not given us assignments in this textbook. If the book has not attracted them, they wouldn't have been saying this. Very engaging indeed. It is not engaging alone. It has actually changed the reading trajectory of my learners. They have not been doing it before, but because of those activities that they are doing day in, day out, it has actually attracted them to reading. Their reading culture has changed. I want to say a very big thank you to Mrs. Ronke Soyombo, and I want to recommend this book for classroom use.
Parents and school administrators, while applauding the book, say they will recommend it to schools that desire quality learning process.
We as head teachers, we sat down and examined the book from the very first page to the last page of all the classes, primary 1 to 6. And what did we discover? We discovered the books are good for our learners. In many respects, you talk about vocabulary development, you talk about comprehension, oral and written comprehension, you talk about grammar, you talk about essay writing. All these features are embedded in this book, right away from primary 1.
The composition and comprehension passages, also easy for these very pupils to comprehend. Because when they are able to comprehend it, you'll be able to answer the questions given on it. And when looking at the performance of these very pupils, the pupils that are dealing with this very English, we discovered that we have a glaring difference between the old one and the present one that they are now using.
With a touch, you explore carefully woven topics covering reading comprehension, verbal reasoning, poetry, creative writing, spelling, grammar, and more. Focusing on grammar, the topic and scope covered are so rich. Pictures, excellent. Exercises, lovely. I love this book. I teach with it. I suggest you do the same.
Getting children to delve into their imagination and write creatively can really be a challenge. But ever since we introduced the Teaching and Learning Literacy Activity book, the work has been made really easy. In here, all the writing genres have been well simplified with loads of activities that will aid and guide the children in writing creatively. Get a copy today.
On her part, the author, Mrs. Ronke Soyombo, explains that the texts were carefully arranged to improve the understanding of learners.
I was very, very passionate with the fact that even though British books are good, but let's look at the content. Let's contextualize our books. And not only that, a lot of our children from very, very good homes they're not streetwise. They don't understand what is happening on the streets. So I needed to bring the street into my books. I needed to bring history that we've actually rendered useless. I needed to bring history back into books. Because at the end of the day, you've got to bring all these beautiful things. We call Eko Akete. Why Eko Akete? Why is Lagos so important to all of us? How did it start? Those are things that you can see in my books. And also, where are the role models? Because our children are losing it. They don't have good role models. So I had to bring in some great role models that children can identify with. So with all that, those are things that have actually made me to write this book. We've covered a year plan for every teacher to be able to teach good literacy subjects in their classes.
Midas Torch, Teacher's Choice, Learner's Helping Hand.